Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to the KarQives. Every Friday, we do an educational roast live on stream. If you want to get your VODs and your gameplay roasted, come on over to twitch.tv/KarQ. You got to get 100,000 loyalty points. They're called stonks. You got to watch the stream, do the predictions, and earn enough. Today, we have a game submitted by LiquidFizz. This is a GM1 game. Now, normally when I do these roasts, a lot of you guys are in the metal ranks, bronze, silver, gold, plat, or whatever, mostly, and I think a few diamonds have submitted VODs in the past. You can check out the series, but this is gonna be the highest rated game I've reviewed on this channel. So let's see what we got here. Ana on Numbani. And so LiquidFizz in chat said they struggle a lot with like positioning as Ana on Numbani. So let me just start from the top here. There's usually like two options to start the game. Number one, you can either start here, A, or the other option is to start B here. And then your fallback, if you get dove, is like what I used to do in Overwatch 1 was come down here. And I say Overwatch 1 because I've actually barely played Ana in Overwatch 2 in 5v5 so far, because this map just came back in the rotation. And this is the fallback, this blue car, but this is kind of like a limiting sightline. So since they're GM1, I'm going to be a little bit more harsher on the smaller details, a bit more of the finer details. I usually like, you can see a lot of like macro gameplay issues with a lot of the other reviews, but since they're like obviously very mechanically good, all that stuff, it's less about mechanics and more about the rotation and decision making. So we're starting on the right side. So there's a risk here. If you don't know they have ball, I don't actually start stairs. Or I guess you could and you listen for it, but you never know. If you're not like watching here, this happened in Overwatch 1. I would randomly start here and I've been punished for it, which is why I bring it up. Ball is meta, so I just get scared of dying if I play here, but you're probably fine. They're on Winston, so it's not to worry, but something to consider. Okay. You end up rotating to the catwalk, but this angle is pretty nice here because it allows you to actually pressure them for a bit, but you have to be careful. Yeah. See, at this point, so the problem, the reason why I say I used to start here is because like you can pressure or choke them in this area. But once you realize they're all main, the problem is if anything happens on this side of the map and they have Winston, Genji, you actually can't come over here on this side and support them. You're gonna die so fast. I'd probably just leave now and rotate because what they're gonna do is they're gonna see both supports are here, and then they're probably just going to you're gonna get isolated if they get jump onto you. So let's see what happens here. Be careful here. So you can't really support that ball because you can't over peek, and then people back here are gonna get screwed. Yeah, your ball just died and now you're dead. Yeah, it's already over, this team fight. You already lost 2. It's like, you can do your job here as support and like pop off if they come out here. But once you recognize they weren't, you could shoot them for a bit, but I probably would have just rotated off that. So that was like a decision, like an overall macro decision that you probably should have like thought of right there, especially with with both of you guys playing here. You lose your sight line so fast. Okay, anyways, lost first point. And playing here is fine. Try to shoot this echo right there. Oh, you lagging? Nice loot. You need yourself. I mean, that was kind of a lost fight already. Broke the side, I respect it. Okay, scoping in, good. Put shots wherever you can. Okay, they bubbled. I don't know about that sleep dart. The nade was fine because you don't know if he's gonna get bursted down in case you don't hit your shot. Sure. Dude, they just capped twice. So fast. Okay, with Winston, just gotta be careful with the sleep. If he jumps you, you have a small window to do it early, but especially because he didn't jump you, just more of a reflex than anything for that nano. I didn't like that sleep dart, so ability usage there, not the best. But what you're doing here is what I would do as well. I don't think I'd swing any wider than you are right now. Like, I'd probably, like, this is probably the furthest line I'll go. Obviously, if they start rapping, then you can walk forward. So you're probably gonna walk forward now. That's correct. Because your Winston went forward, you can do this. They already killed 1. You probably don't need to expend nano right now at all. Don't nade panic. Okay, good. You can probably nano them because you have vision of them because of the Widow's Wall pretty soon here. Probably look for it. You heard it heal me. Good awareness. There's nothing like too terrible so far. This is like pretty normal. Okay, this is a 3-2-1. You should counter. Nano him, nano him, nano him. Okay, there's a hesitation there. So you should have nanoed this monkey right there, because what's gonna happen is as soon as this Genji blade comes in, you needed to nano this dude immediately, because he's gonna jump and try to trade and take attention away, because Genji's gonna pull 2 or 3 of you back. You needed to nano him in. because he doesn't have primal because he used it before. So that was too hesitation. I was like, I saw it and I'm like, you need the nano right there. That was a good sleep though, by the way. He's very lucky this monkey survived. Did the end? I think you're lucky there. Ana probably missed the sleep. 100% should have nanoed this though, because once that happens, you pull 3. Do you see his recognition was that, okay, you have Transcendence, the blade's coming, he has to dive this way. Oh, see, he dodged the sleep. That's how he lived, and he was able, and he got anti, but then he got his leap back. So he got lucky. If he got slept there, he was pretty cooked. I mean, this is the best you can do now. It's like, you didn't use it in the previous fight, so the only correct course of action there was to nano there, so that's fine. So what happens here? Good sleep. Yeah, so this, based on whatever happened, now that part's over, we can't think about that. This is the correct play. You retake the tempo because they res this guy. You punch to bait out the deflect, which actually kind of worked. Good sleep. Try to quick scope that. I probably would have instinctively quick scoped that last shot because it's super hard to reliably get that last unscope shot, but that was well played. That was good. Okay, so this positioning, also fine. I don't mind the spot. That's where I play too. I would probably nade it. Okay, now you put yourself in a weird position trying to help him, and now you're cut off. Be careful, and you're dead. So this is the ebb and flow of Overwatch that like is tough. This is for not only for LiquidFizz, but for everybody else like who's playing this game. It's not inherently wrong to get like an angle to heal, but like what I tend to do a lot is that's why I step up here so you can at least like get a big angle. I would probably only wrap this left corner if my monkey was like fully engaging with either primal or nano and he was gonna cut people off and like jump this way. But it's not inherently wrong to walk forward, but I think you just went like a little too forward because you're still trying to read the situation. This is the hard part about support. Do I stay in the back or do I start walking? So here we can't get an angle on Winston, so the instinct is to walk forward. It's not terrible. The best choice in hindsight was to stand up here, and you probably could have gotten a few scope in and get some cheeky angles here because it's so easy to just all of a sudden like, if he decides to leave, then all of a sudden like this isn't a bad spot to be in if he still stands there. The moment Winston jumps out, now this is a bad position. When people ask KarQ, why don't you make a positioning guide? That's why it's hard. A position that's good for like a few seconds can be terrible instantly. So you don't know what the plan is, and you kind of have to read it. So it's like, if my monkey doesn't have primal yet and he's still low, then like there's a high chance he might jump out. And this is where you kind of have to like have that knowledge ahead of time. I was hoping to wrap back the left of the fight, starts and take the high ground, but I misread the speed of the fight. Yeah, if you're caught out here, there is time to probably go back here, potentially, and you thought you had like a bigger window to actually cross over, but honestly, once I heard the nano, I was hoping you'd take the long way back. But I think regardless of your choice, you probably would have died. If you make it back out here, there's no guarantee. You'd be right here, right here, right here. They probably see you right now. Maybe you sneak back in, but then you'd get jumped by primal right now. So honestly, at the end of it, I think that was, you would have died no matter what. Obviously, you can't control what your teammates do, but like, if you were able to like actually heal him a little bit, if you stood up here and you read it earlier in hindsight, he was at 90 to primal, right? If you stood up here and managed to heal like him a bit more, he might have lived long enough to build primal, and this team fight could have gone completely different because he was low for so long here. Yes, Mercy's healing him, but like here, you would have jumped up, heal, he can stay. And he was at 92% when he jumped out, when they jumped in. If he had primal, this thing could have completely changed. These little things are important to like minimize in GM1, especially. Like you can't make too many of those blunders too much in the same game. So I would say earlier in the previous fight, nanoing the monkey as soon as the Genji jump, like obviously you hit the sleep dart, but that first play was like the big thing that stuck out with me. The first point positioning, and then there like a little misread. The misread was a bit tougher though, in terms of like how the monkey was gonna play. So that one, I don't fault you, but we have to be as clean as we can if we want to stay in the highest rank in the game, especially in top 500. He's already dead, so your monkey's already dead, so not much you can do here. Nice. I would have tried the sleep dart a little earlier, right when he jumped in. You nade yourself, then you gotta run here. Oh, wait. That monkey overstayed his welcome out of his bubble. He misread it. A quick scope him. Okay, nice. Okay, decent nade. Kind of keep her at bay a little bit. You'd probably time it with the monkey bubble. So here's a strat I had in Overwatch 1. I don't know if I brought this up before, but sometimes you can actually like walk in here if they're not checking, tell your monkey to wait, and then you throw a nade. I used to pop out here and I'd throw a nade here or throw a nade against this back wall because a lot of people tend to hide behind this thing. And once you do that, you might be able to have an opening for your monkey. But that's more of like a set play that you can look for if he has primal later on. Okay, so I know you're going for the play here. Why? Like, I'm on both sides. Like, I'm a consumer, but I'm a streamer. Yes, ads help me, but I'm also a consumer of content. I don't like getting ads either, so like maybe I'm a bit more sympathetic to that. Right there, you kind of just got dove by 3 people. I think this is fine where you're playing. It's actually really hard. Okay, so here's a Numbani thing. As an Ana, you can go top right, but you cannot go alone. It needs to be a bit more coordinated. Or else I do find myself as an Ana going main this road a lot more than going here. And almost like 0% chance I come out of coast. Like almost I never go this way. If you're an Ana player thinking about positioning on where to attack, under is a bit more situational. I would come here for a coordinated nade play with your Winston jumping by throwing it here and here. But other than that, the two, I go here 80% of the time, 20% of the time up top if I have somebody else with me. See, now if everybody's going there, we can go together. Okay, so this is where you would probably go up here because you guys tried going main. But honestly, I dislike Winston jumping out here usually because like he doesn't have primal yet. I like him going from this angle and jumping here. So in hindsight, I think if you have nano, I think you should, I mean, you said he's not in comms, but you should nano the monkey here and he jumps from main versus coming out here. This is the problem with like solo queue and ranked is like when people see something fail 2 times or 3 fights in a row, they'll try something else, which is fine. But this context is different because you actually have different ultimates available here. But I digress. It's okay. You do have nano, so he does make it out. So okay. So that's why I don't like coming out here as Ana. You had help, but you just got owned by sticky bombs. This is where coordinating with the Winston to nano, because I think you're trying to ping the Ana here, and you wanted to nano him, and he jumps this way. But the problem with going here as Ana is the moment the Winston jumps there, like Echo, Genji, they're just gonna run into you and kill you. So which is why you needed Brig here. You probably would actually still die with Brig, because Tracer's going on a flank. Widow's trying to set up. Widow should not come this way. This is tough. In GM, like the coordination needs to be really important. Widow should probably still be at main. Nano Monkey from main. Tracer tries to get on the flank, come up the stairs at the right time. Timing is so important. You can't be impatient here. So this was just rather unfortunate, to be honest with you, where everything kind of worked out in this way. You end up capping this? No, you're gonna have to wait. Yeah, just run. Okay, you have 1 saving grace play. Yeah, he ended up popping primal and you died really fast. Oh, Roadhog. Okay. Okay, nice try on the set nade. Okay, so everyone's coordinating an attempt on a play under, which is fine. We do have nano. He's antied for a bit. You got to wait. Okay, that's good. Big sleep. Nobody woke him up too. Amazing that nobody woke him up. Holy shit. Nice shots. Good nade. Oh, nice shot. Honestly, barring a few like hesitations and some false positioning, this is like pretty good gameplay. This is fine. That is a good angle. I mentioned this before. When you capture Numbani as Zen or Ana, I stand right here usually. This is not like a big game-changing thing, but there's an angle you get right here that allows you to see enemies right here. So whenever people spawn on second point, they don't pay attention. They walk la 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 la. You take a hit as soon as you wrap this corner. If you scope in there, it's not like gonna change. You can't kill anybody as Ana because by the time they take 1 shot, they're out of LOS. Sometimes I've gotten to kill a Zen because I 5 orbit. But as Ana, you can build your next ult. You just take a little shot there. So that's a little tip. That is a sight line. Okay. Cheeky sleep dart. There's no risk in it because they're all coming out of spawn and you're going for a proactive sleep dart because you don't need it yet because the team fight hasn't started. So that's actually fine that you threw the sleep dart there. Why not? Just gave it a dry attempt. No worries. It's available right now. Are you the only one pushing cart? I think you are. Yeah. He's anti. He's screwed. Yeah, you already lost. Nothing you could do in this context here. You're gonna have to back up. Cool. Hog got antied. Okay, how you playing this fight? Let's scope him. Oh, he died. I jumped this corner and scope in. Good. You're hyper aware of somebody. You thought you heard somebody. I thought I did too, but there's nobody here. You just look to nano this hog right now. Dude, he got one. I would still do it. I would still do it. Do it. Do it. I think you're lucky that Ana, your Widow killed Echo. If I were you, I probably would have nanoed. I mean, we got lucky your Widow killed 2 people, and you don't know that your Widow is gonna kill that in the kill feed. I think there, I probably would have nanoed that. I actually think you're a little hesitant on nanos, to be honest with you. I would not have thrown a nade there. And the reason being is like they're already back. They can wrap this corner. You don't have it available right now. That won't convert any kills too. Okay, now he's antied. Okay, I don't know why you keep looking at him when he's full health right now. When I saw someone on the left there, so I don't know why you're looking there. Oh, maybe you're trying to tell him the visor? Because you said no one's in comms. Rally's going. He needs to pop visor. Okay. I would... Small mechanical nitpick is like... At this range, unscoped is fine when you're healing hog. But if I were you, I would have jumped. I would just quick scope and then nade this, and you might be able to convert a kill onto this. I would shoot first. You just went for a raw nade. I think this was my instinct here would be to shoot first. Quick scope, cancel into a nade, into a follow-up shot. There's actually a small window where this Ana can be punished right there. Too late, but that's a small thing you should try to look to do. I don't tend to dry nade too often. I do try to take a shot first, kind of like Roadhog. You want to get into the habit of shooting first before hooking. If possible, if they're an LOS, try to shoot then nade, because it's like instant animation cancel. It's a lot more efficient, because if you land that first shot and the nade hits, then the follow-up shot, they're donezo. Versus if this lands, you have to hit 2 back-to-backs, which by the time you get hit, the enemy gets hit by 1 nade, they might react and already start breaking LOS, so you can't get 2 shots off. That's super, super small, but it does matter here. I think if you want to be consistently, you have to refine your Ana gameplay in that capacity. Obviously, if they're way out of line of sight, you're just dry nading it to like open up a play for your team to follow up. That's fine. But here you had an opportunity, it's a small missed opportunity there, I would say. Like, let's say you barely missed that last shot, but let's say you hit it. Then that first shot would have mattered because you would have killed that Ana. Okay. You slept this Genji all game though. Nice sleeps there, but did you nano by the way? Oh, you did. You ended up nanoing Brig, sorry. Instead of nano, the guy should have popped visor. I know you were waiting for this soldier to pop visor, but I could see that like there's a chance as soon as your soldier was like right here, you could have been proactive and gave him nano, which would have made him pop visor. What this soldier is doing is like he's gonna wait for you to nano him because maybe you weren't in comms like you said, but then at the same time you're also waiting for him to visor versus doing it. As an Ana player, I do prefer my soldier to know the opportunity to pop visor, and then it's easier for me to nano while he's at, you know, tactical visor. You have a small window where you're like, oh, I hear it, let me follow up and nano. So in theory, I would prefer the soldier to do it first, but I think in that case, like, you need to just do it right there. Okay. Good. He's gonna sticky bomb that jump. Okay, good. Small, I mean, I think you know this, but this is for the chat to learn. As soon as an Echo gets kicked out of duplicate, 99% of the time they instantly pop their jets or their flight. If I were playing this right here, as soon as I see her kick back to Echo, my crosshair snaps up here because she's gonna fly this way, and she might potentially throw a sticky bomb. So my aim would go up here, look for 1 shot, and then jump in case she sticky bombs me. But I think you saw it. Okay, she ended up ducking that way anyways, but you know that's just like my instinct. You're listening. I mean, you're not. Oh, that's a heads up nade. I didn't mind that. That was actually pretty good. That was. Couldn't do much about it. About getting fluxed. Could try the sleep, but. Good sleep. Your sleep's actually been pretty good this game. You've landed a lot of sleeping Genjis and stuff like that. Okay. You hear Tracer, so... Oh, okay, that's a little unfortunate. Okay. Your Ana's not bad. Good sleep darts. I think you have, okay, so this VOD is over. Here's the conclusion. Number one, sleep, your aim is fine. Like, there's nothing alarming about your aim. Your aim is fine. Sleep darts were good. I think you hesitate on the nano. The macro rotation was just trying to read the situation as best as possible was a little bit rough. Small mechanical stuff is obviously shooting and then nading. There's a small missed opportunity. It's less about the major mistakes you made, but more about opportunities missed. And I think one small one there. Missed opportunity to stand up there and heal the Winston on defense. You're a bit too much unscoped at medium range. I didn't actually see you scope in as much. You were hitting the unscoped shots, sure, but I've always felt that, or not even feel, I know for sure. With Ana, you always want to put yourself in a position to like stay scoped in. I know you hear Tracer, so you can't stay scoped in for long, but you're risking inaccuracy with the unscoped shots at medium range. This is a tip for all Ana players. Try to put yourself in a spot to scope in because the scoped shot for Ana is the best shot. It's the most accurate. Only downside is obviously you're a lot slower, so you can get clipped by Tracer, which is why you need to put yourself in a position. You don't stay in it for too long, but you put yourself in a spot where you can scope in as much as possible. Right here. This was good. Like right here, I would probably just scope in like this. Instead of walking forward, I'd just scope right here. There's a lot of unscoped. It's fine because you're not missing against Roadhog and you're scaling up with the team. But do you really need to scale up with them at this point? Other than Tracer jumping you, no. So like, I probably would not have rotated this way. I would have stayed scoped here and just shot. And then if I stayed scoped here and shot, I would have been more aware of this this Bastion here. The only issue would be obviously Tracer jumping and trying to stick you. She actually missed you. Try to stay scoped as long as possible. Let's see how the other Ana does it. She's probably in a spot where she's trying to scope as long as possible till it's no longer safe, because that is how you play Ana. She put herself in a position to scope in right here. Yeah. As long as possible before she gets contested. Yeah, and then she realized the Ana player had to back up here. And then reposition, scope, but then it's like, okay, now I'm in open sight lens, gotta rotate here. This other Ana player, yeah. Anyways, that's the takeaway point. A lot of these were not so much like, some games are just a lost cause no matter how well you play. You're not gonna win every game, but those are the small things I could point out watching that Ana gameplay. But I don't know if that was helpful for you, but yeah.